Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new here, my name is Nena and I'm a life coach that specializes in personal development. On this channel we talk about everything having to do with self-growth and our emotional well-being. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please take a moment and do so because we definitely want you to be part of our community. So today we're going to talk a little bit about figuring out what we want in life, and it seems like that would be the easiest thing to do in the world, but oftentimes it really isn't. It is a skill to become self-aware, and that is a skill that many of us don't possess to the degree that is really necessary for creating our best life. So many times when I talk with my clients and I ask them what they want in life, they just have no idea. It's actually something that many people haven't really thought about. They may have specific things here and there, but overall they are pretty clueless. And that's because so many times we don't even know how we got to where we are in life. We kind of are just riding the waves of life and we just kind of end up somewhere and we have no idea how we got there. And on some level we think that this is our design and that's what we wanted and what we associated with happiness. But so often it isn't. It's just, where we ended up for some reason. When we contemplate these careers or relationships or things that we didn't specifically design, we do realize that they aren't perfectly in alignment with what we would have chosen. But still, we don't know what we would have chosen. So today we're going to be talking about a very unique journaling exercise that I have found to be enormously effective in helping us kind of figure out what we want in life. And I'm not saying, it will help you find the full scope of everything you want in your life, but it will certainly start uncovering what we do and do not want. And so stressing on that do not want, that's where we're going to begin, because it's a lot easier for many of us to figure out what we don't want and to avoid that, and to from there try to construct, a life that we really do want. So the exercise we're going to do today is sometimes called reverse journaling or sometimes called inversion journaling. And the idea behind it is trying to figure out exactly what does not make us happy. What things do we not want in our life? And it's an interesting exercise because I'm a person that's very positive. I like to focus on the positive and I only like to think about the positive. However, this particular journaling exercise is so effective that I think it is worth it to kind of think about the negatives a little bit, because it definitely leads to a more positive outcome in our life in the long run. So if you have a self-growth journal already, go ahead and get it. And if you do not have one, I'm going to go ahead and link down below a video on showing you how you can make one for yourself, because I think it is such an invaluable tool for personal development if you really make it a practice in your day-to-day life. We're going to make two different lists, so you probably want to give yourself a little space in between both. So on the first list, or in the first column, we're going to write down the words, I don't want to feel. And so what we'll answer here are all the things that we actually do feel pretty often in our life that we don't want to be a part of our life anymore. So we're not looking about things that we never want to feel, because most feelings are inescapable of feeling sometimes. So if there are things that you have struggled with in the past or you are currently struggling with, those are the things that you want to focus on here. I don't want to feel whatever it is. So in our second column, or our second list, we are going to write down the phrase, I would be disappointed if. Now here we are going to be thinking about what could potentially happen in the future. Look at all your potential outcomes of the way your life is going on now. So I would be disappointed if I didn't move to a different state. I would be disappointed if I never learned to love myself. I would be disappointed if I didn't get in shape. So think of, again, anything that comes into your mind right away that could be a potential disappointment if it ended up being what happened in your life. We started with the words, I don't want to feel. And that is for a very specific reason. And the reason is because in life, so many times we think we desire something specific, when really it is the feelings associated with that thing that we really want. So a lot of times we are feeling that we want, let's say, a promotion or a specific job, when really it is the prestige or, the validation that we feel that will come from obtaining this. So if we think about instead what we want to feel, we can oftentimes find things a lot more readily that can help us have those same feelings. Now, of course, that does not mean that we don't want to strive for these things if it really is something that we want, but we do want to be careful about making the distinction about what we want to achieve and what we want to feel. Because sometimes also what happens is we get what we want, but we don't get the feeling that we were hoping to come from it. So for example, if we do get that job that we wanted to feel that validation or that prestige, but instead we feel a lot of stress, a lot of sadness in our life, we want to remember that our feelings have to come first. So we want to make sure that we are setting up a life for ourselves that will allow ourselves to feel how we want to feel in our life and not just have a bunch of achievements that we are hoping will give us those feelings. So we can even take this journaling exercise even further, and that is doing what is more traditionally considered inversion journaling. And that is where we sit down and we write as if we were experiencing what life would be like in the situation that we don't prefer. So let's say, whatever we had mentioned that we didn't want to happen was our reality. We're going to write as if we are living in that reality now. And we're going to notice what it makes us feel. And oftentimes that feeling is enough motivation to get us out of circumstances that we were just, again, carried by the waves of life into without really designing it. Or sometimes we intentionally did get to a place in our life that we wanted to, but we have outgrown that. We have different stages in our life where we feel that we have different purposes and different passions. And this exercise is really helpful in bringing that out. So after we have given this plenty of thought and introspection, we can go ahead and read everything we wrote in this specific journaling exercise and really look at the things that we don't want in our life. If our life is so much in alignment with the things that we don't want, we can see that a lot of changes really do need to be made. It can also show us the contrast of what we do want, which is what we hope to get out of this exercise. So for example, if we wrote down we did not want to feel anxious and we are in a career that fills us with nothing but anxiety, that's a great place to start. How do we want to feel? That may be the next list that you write, or you may not even need to look at a list because you are seeing what things are not preferred and seeing how many of those things are really present in your life right now. And don't be surprised because for most people, their life actually consists of many, many things that they would not prefer to be part of their reality. So then we want to, kind of circle those things and see where you want to start. What little changes can you make in your life to get the ball rolling right away? And then think about what bigger goals that you could start working on that could make monumental changes in your life. But always we don't want to be stagnant. We always want to be making changes and always keeping life interesting and keep growing. We don't want to stay in our comfort zone because oftentimes our comfort zone is not really even a happy place. It's a place that we're familiar with, so we like to be there, but it is often not a place of joy. So if you are having that trouble really figuring out what you want to do with your life or one next step, try this exercise. It is really, really helpful for so many people. And sometimes just coming at it from this flipped upside down angle really helps to showcase even faster what we need to be working on in our life. So I hope this exercise is very helpful for you, and after you try it, please comment below and let me know your thoughts. It has been so eye-opening for so many people I know, so I truly hope that that is the case for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and take a moment to share it with someone who may need to hear this message today. Also, again, if you are not a subscriber to this channel, please take a moment and become one, because we certainly want you to be part of our community. I look forward to seeing you next time. I hope you have an extraordinary day, and I will see you soon.